Everybody. Today we're going to talk about why the Kalam argument does not prove God for me and how I go about dealing with it when it comes up on the debate panel because it comes up really often. So the Kalam argument is basically it's an argument. It is an untestable thought experiment that yields no data. Uh, it is It is simply an argument, a way to discuss the topic. And the Kalam argument goes like this. Everything that begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist. The universe has a cause. So typically what I like to do is I'll just concede those points. Um, this usually comes up in conjunction with uh, people marveling at the design of the universe or the fine tuning of the universe, something of that nature. And I'll just concede. And I will take the watchmaker design argument and turn it back on them. And I will say, consider a watch or a car or a family home or an office building. They all have many designers. They all have many builders, many contributors, many stakeholders. Okay, this is what we see happening. Okay, so therefore, there must be many gods, and they can all be uncaused also. The universe can have zero, one, or more causes logically. You can have more than one uncaused cause logically. I want to make a note on special pleading here. Special pleading occurs when a special rule is made for a circumstance without justification or evidence. Everything but my God has a beginning and a cause is classic special pleading. Everything has to have a beginning, everything has to have a creator but God. There is no rule on the number of uncaused causes if even one is allowed into the conversation. And I would like to point out that Christians who are Trinitarians believe in more than one uncaused cause. They believe in at least three uncaused causes, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. I'll have to remember to bring that up next time I'm doing that. So, but to get back to the argument itself, we don't objectively know that the universe actually began to exist. We have several scientific theories uh, that postulate an eternal universe. So, again, even if the universe has a cause, that cause may have one, many, or zero minds attached to it, because that's really the big jump here that is made without evidence is that people look at the Big Bang and automatically just connect that to a mind. So my favorite Kalam defeater, I think, and it stands for all of these prime mover, first causal, grand poobah, God arguments is time itself. Because one thing that is frequently blurted out by believers is that God lives outside of space and time. And I think my favorite question to ask is how long did God think about time before he created it? He can't create time because time must exist for creation to happen. Okay? Because for any creative event, which is simply a change of state, there's a before the event and an after the event. And no mind can exist or function at all without time. We only have evidence of minds that function in our space-time. That's all we see. So, the Kalam is an untestable thought experiment that yields no data and makes no good argument for God while doing so. It simply kicks the can of the same causal problem down the road, which is to them is infinite regress. They cannot live with infinite regress for some reason. And anyway, this is how I deal with it. There's a lot more that can be said about it. Uh, that's just how I go through it. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you found this helpful. Take care.